The mountains of northern Albania looked like they had always been there, ancient, unbending, carved by time and silence. In their shadow lived a girl named Mira. At 16, she was caught between two worlds, one written by her ancestors and one she'd only seen in her dreams. Her father still called her little girl when he was in a kind mood, but lately, his words carried the chill of duty more than affection. And in her village, duty meant obedience. It meant marriage, even to a man twice her age. The night her father announced her engagement, the house smelled of stew and wood smoke. Her mother stirred the pot in silence. Her sisters kept their eyes on their plates. "Mira," her father said, resting his heavy hands on the table, "it's decided. You'll marry Ardit by the end of the month. His family will bring honor and stability." His tone was final, like the mountain itself. Mira's chest tightened. Stability? For whom? For her? Or for their name? She wanted to scream, "I'm not ready!" But the words never came. Instead, she just nodded, her heart burning behind her calm face. Because in her world, silence was safer than rebellion. That night, she cried into her pillow, whispering her dream like a prayer. "I just want to finish school, to read, to be free." A few weeks later, fate, or something that felt like it, intervened. There had been a land dispute between neighbors. Harsh words, then gunfire. One man dead, another accused. Mira had seen it all while tending her family's goats on the hillside. She didn't want to be involved, but witnesses were scarce, and the law demanded her presence. When she entered the courthouse in the nearby town, the marble floors and echoing corridors felt like another world. Here, people spoke of justice, not honor, law, not shame. Mira sat on a bench outside the courtroom, her heart drumming against her ribs. A clerk called her name. "Witness Mira Dervishi, please step forward." She swallowed hard, walking past rows of strangers who turned to look. The judge, a silver-haired man with wire-rimmed glasses, adjusted his robe. "Speak clearly, child. Tell us what you saw." Mira clasped her hands, fingers twisting. "I was tending our goats by the hillside," she began softly. "They were arguing about the boundary stones. Then, one shouted, and the other reached for his rifle." The prosecutor leaned forward. "You saw who fired first?" "Yes, sir. It was Petrit, but it looked like he didn't mean to. He shouted. Then the gun went off." A low murmur rippled through the room. Across the aisle sat the defense, Elias Kodra, a lawyer with kind but piercing eyes. He rose, buttoning his jacket. "Your Honor," he said, "I have a few questions." He walked slowly toward her, careful not to intimidate. "Mira," he said gently, "you said you were 50 meters away, correct?" "Yes, sir." "And the light? Was it clear? Morning or dusk?" "Late afternoon," she whispered. "There was sun, but the hill cast a shadow." He nodded. "Could it be that the gun fired by accident? A misfire, perhaps? Not deliberate?" She hesitated. "It sounded like he was scared. I don't think he wanted to kill him." Elias nodded once, thoughtful, not triumphant. "Thank you, Mira. That was brave." When she stepped down, her legs trembled. But for the first time, someone had treated her like more than a daughter, or a burden. Someone had listened. "You did well today," Elias said later, catching her in the hallway. "Not many your age could speak so clearly under pressure." Mira hesitated, clutching her handkerchief. Her uncle waited outside, smoking. And something in her heart, something braver than she knew she had, spoke up. Her heart pounded. This was her chance. "Sir," she whispered, glancing at the door, I need help. My father is forcing me to marry. I'm 16. Please. Is there a law that can stop it?" Elias froze just for a second. Then his expression softened. "Under Albanian law," he said quietly, "forced marriage is illegal, especially for minors. You do have rights, Mira, but standing up to your family won't be easy." Her voice broke. "They say it's honor, but it feels like a cage." He nodded slowly. "Then let's find the key." He tore a page from his notebook, scribbled his number, and handed it to her. "Call me tomorrow. We'll figure it out together." That night, Mira hid the paper under her mattress like it was treasure or contraband. She barely slept, her thoughts racing between fear and possibility. What if he's wrong? What if I ruin my family? But what if he's right, and I could finally live my own life? At dawn, she slipped away to a payphone near the market, coins trembling in her hand. When Elias answered, his calm tone steadied her breath. Over the next few weeks, they met secretly at his office. He cited laws, gathered documents, and introduced her to a social worker. Every meeting felt like a lesson, not just in law, but in courage. Tradition isn't evil, Elias told her once, but when it silences someone's will, it stops being tradition and becomes control. The day of her petition, the courthouse was tense. Her father stood across from her, his broad shoulders rigid beneath his worn jacket, his jaw locked as if holding back years of unspoken fury. When he glanced at her, there was hurt beneath the hardness, like love that had nowhere left to go. The judge called the session to order. Her father spoke first. "She's a child," he said bitterly. "She doesn't understand what she's doing. This is our way. She shames the family." Elias stood beside her. "No, sir," he said firmly. "She honors her family by telling the truth, by wanting a life built on choice, not fear." Her father slammed his fist against the wooden rail. "Choice! A girl's choice ruins her father's name." The judge's gavel struck once. "Order!" Then she looked directly at Mira. "Do you wish to speak?" Mira rose slowly, her knees weak, her voice shaking but clear. "I love my father," she said, "but love shouldn't mean losing myself. I was born into his name, but I want to live under my own." The room fell silent. The judge's gray eyes softened. "The marriage is void," she said. "This child is under the protection of the law and of her own courage." Mira exhaled a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. Her father turned away, shoulders stiff, but his eyes glistened before he left the room. Her father disowned her. His heart was closed. The neighbors whispered. The village called her reckless. But her mother came to her in secret, leaving food and tears by her door. "Your father's pride will fade," she said, "but your freedom, that will last." Freedom came slowly, and it didn't feel like joy at first. It felt like surviving under her own roof. The walls of that house no longer held love, only silence. Yet even in that cold quiet, Mira kept studying, kept hoping, kept believing there would be a day when she wouldn't have to whisper her dreams anymore. She stayed in that house for 2 more years. It wasn't easy. Silence filled the rooms thicker than smoke. Every kindness came in whispers, every glance from her mother a quiet apology. Mira studied every night, clinging to the small flame of hope Elias had sparked in her. She studied hard, worked harder. Elias helped her find scholarships, books, and a place to stay. And slowly, her life became her own. When she finally left for university, her father didn't come to the gate. But from the window, she thought she saw him watching, his hand pressed to the glass. She never knew if it was regret or goodbye. Years later, the same courthouse smelled of dust and ink, but this time, Mira wasn't a witness. She was attorney Mira Dervishi, standing before another frightened girl in the witness box, her voice calm, her presence steady. And sometimes, when she saw the mountain mist through her office window, she thought of her father and of the day she learned that obedience and love are not the same thing. Sometimes, freedom doesn't begin with rebellion. It begins with a whisper. One girl's courage can echo louder than 1,000 years of silence. And if you've ever been told your dreams don't fit your family's plan, remember Mira, she didn't just break the rules, she broke the silence. Please subscribe for more stories with heart and a little whoops.